We're continuing our interviews with our speakers from Women Empowering Women Conference. In front of me I have Dottie Lamm, who is an author and a speaker, as well as a former First Lady of Colorado. Our first question for you is, what are the biggest challenges facing women in the next 5 years?
I think the biggest challenges facing women in the next 5 years are the same things that are facing men, and that's the economy. And that is how to work out their lives, whether all of a sudden they're all of a sudden the major breadwinner, or maybe they lost their job and they have to stay home, and they maybe don't have children there anymore and they don't want to stay home. All of those kinds of things can happen, and I think that with 80% of the jobs being lost being men's jobs, that women are picking up the pieces in a lot of ways. Some of them are ready to do that, some of them aren't. And I think the most important thing with couples is to negotiate who does what and how it's going to work, and just try to get through it.
Very good advice. What advice would you give to young women?
My advice to young women would be to take small risks when the ups and downs are not that great. Try things out where it isn't going to be that important if you fail. And keep doing that, and then take bigger and bigger risks. So when something comes up that you really want to do but you're scared, you've had some experience and you're ready, and you know that you can succeed, and you also know that you can survive failing.
How should women raise their sons?
Oh, how should women raise their sons? Well, I have a daughter and a daughter-in-law that are raising sons. And it's hard not to give them advice, but frankly, they don't need too much of it. I think they need to raise their sons as responsible people, and I think they need to look at them as people and as individuals with talent more than they look at them as this is a boy and therefore he needs to do this and that. And I think they're doing that. I think these children are being given their reign to be creative, and I am so pleased to see that my 3 grandsons are very kind, and I am just think that that's just wonderful, because you sometimes don't see that in little boys.
Last question. How can women balance self, work, family, and play?
Women can balance self, work, family, and play with a lot of difficulty, particularly women who are working and have children and have husbands maybe with a very busy job, or maybe they have children, maybe they have a husband with no job. There's going to be tension, and one of the things I learned in the middle of this is that you don't get it all the time. You're not going to have time for yourself, but if you can plan a little time for yourself 10 days away, then you can kind of wait for that point. It's hard to do, it is doable, you have to stay focused, and you do have to take care enough of yourself so that you are able to give to others.
Thank you for joining us today.
Is that 4? Yay.
That's 4, yay!
Okay.